this is Tom Clare with WebSense. I'm the Senior Director of Product Marketing. We recently completed a survey with Poneman Institute on social media and social engineering and also social web. The goal of these tools is to provide an immense opportunity for you from a business perspective, reducing travel, bringing you closer to your customers, and creating stronger relationships. On the other side, the social web and social media and also the avenues of social engineering introduce threats, introduce opportunities for cybercrime, may introduce malware, may create profiles for spear phishing attacks, and may also lead to data loss. The goal of the survey was to get a better understanding of the security risks around social media and the social web. Most of us grew up where we had a static web. We could put our arms around it. We could use our antivirus and our firewall to control that static environment. But the social web is a little bit tougher. It's a little bit broken environment. It's more distributed. Our PCs that we used to control have now turned into tablets and smartphones. Workers are on devices that they bring to work, so devices we don't control, and on networks we don't control. And so we find the social web stretching the boundaries of our security efforts. And as we start to look towards more and more cloud computing and more mobility, we stretch that boundary even farther. Now, the survey was interesting. That involved a lot of people like yourself, over 4,060 individuals. The average individual had 10 years of IT experience as a security practitioner. We brought in research from 12 different countries around the globe. I encourage you to look at the report at websites.com to understand your specific regional results in the survey for your country. But overall, from a worldwide basis, 52% found that social web or social media introduced more malware and more threats to their network. And if you dig into that stat a little bit deeper, 27% said it increased their malware more than 51%, which is pretty devastating. We also found out that some of the biggest impacts to their network were a decrease in productivity. Not surprised, giving game playing in Facebook, the opportunity to look at movies in YouTube, talking to associates and friends through LinkedIn, or just tracking activities in Twitter. The social web brings a much more dynamic environment to the individual. It's no longer about the monthly or quarterly newsletter. It's about the dynamic conversation that's active and it's now. They also, of course, with decreased productivity, also found out that their bandwidth was being consumed. And again, go back to YouTube, go back to live video, go back to the ability to have a nanny cam to watch a young child at home while you're working. We have better connectivity now to our devices and stronger video capabilities. And the social web is going to put more pressure. Also, think about the use of HTTPS or SSL. So as you go into Facebook, the new Security Practitioner's Guide just came out, and they recommend you turn on HTTPS or SSL. You're going to see that in other avenues as well as also an option in browsers, so it's automatic for the individual. SSL traffic to your gateways can pose a performance degradation. Can also challenge the bandwidth of your network. So you need to forecast and monitor a little bit. Also in the survey we found out was some of the best things you can do is start to put an acceptable use policy together. We have a sample template at websense.com. So the first thing you should do is download that template and start to devise an acceptable use policy for social media and the social web at your organization. As you implement that, do it in monitor mode. Use a tool like a secure web gateway, an email gateway, as well as some data monitoring tools to understand what's happening and monitor the activities of individuals in the social web. As you do that, you'll start to develop and see obvious areas for policy controls that will lower your risk profile, enable you as an IT organization to be the hero and deliver the social web for the business opportunity it provides. You also want to go ahead and look at some of the better practices around using your resources wisely. You may find out, as I mentioned earlier, the nanny cams create a relationship while the individual's at work with their new young child or baby, but we may want to put those on quotas. We don't want that camera running 8 hours a day, perhaps a few minutes every hour to check on things. We want to reduce the bandwidth. We also have viral video, the latest outbreaks that are out there. We have a category we just introduced for that. There's entertainment video, educational video, and of course surveillance video, as I just mentioned. So make sure you have the latest WebSense categories updated on your system. And the fourth area I want to hit is really about malware and threats. Again, as I mentioned earlier in this segment, your antivirus and your firewall or defenses have been around for well over 15 years. But now you need to move to real-time defenses that look at web content on the fly to see if there's a threat there or to classify the content. We also want to move away from serial checks, such as check A, check B, and check C. We want to move to a composite scoring system. The results from A, B, and C, or in the case of the WebSense defense, 7 different variables, are used in a composite scoring to provide a better defense, a real-time defense that looks into social web and social media, that rates the private page inside of Facebook, and also in the HTTPS or SSL traffic. So again, real-time defenses. When you look at social media, make sure you have a strong defense for your web, your email, and your data security. Again, visit websense.com for the full report to look at the global results and how they resulted in your specific country, and also to download our WebSense acceptable use policy for social media. Thank you.